Ladies, stop staying in victim mode. Stop saying, I'm in this situation because this happened to me. Stop shitting on other women because they got out of the situation, because they took accountability for what their situation was, because they went and made the money, and they went and they did all the things that you need to do while you're standing in the ashes. Your life has completely crumbled if you are in a narcissistic abusive relationship. It is up to you to get yourself out of it. No one's coming to save you, and I'm saying this with the utmost love. But as long as you're sitting there with a victim mentality and saying, this person has this because she has money, this person has this because she was given it. No. Anyone that's been through narcissistic abuse, most, I'm not going to say everyone, but most women who have been through narcissistic abuse make a decision that that was the thing that catapulted them into creating a life that they want. You have to decide that you are sick and tired of the bullshit, because if you have been completely destroyed by a narcissistic abusive relationship, it's not your first one. You've had other ones. This is the one that's going to say or take you, shake you up, so you wake up to the cycles you keep repeating. So change your mindset. Tell yourself, okay, this is my situation. It fucking sucks. My situation right now could not be fucking worse. This is what you're saying to yourself, right? Okay? You're right. Everything's blown up. Everything's shit. But it's also the moment that you say, okay, this is what it is. What is my next step? What do I need to do from this point on? Because we're not going to stay in victim mode. We're not going to drag this out for another 5 years. They've already taken 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of your life being in the relationship. It is time for you to say, no fucking more. I'm done. I'm not living like this anymore. And choosing to heal, choosing to feel the pain, choosing to accept or take accountability for the reason why you're still in the situation. And that is not victim blaming, because believe me, I have been there. But we do have to take accountability and take the steps to fix it ourselves, because no one's coming to save you. No one came to save me. So if you're seeing women who have made it out of abusive relationships, who are starting over in their 50s like me, stop shitting on them. Start seeing them as an empowering way to show you what's possible. Because if they stayed in victim mode, they'd be in the same situation. But we don't do that. We're not doing that anymore. That there is something happening in the world right now, and women who are in abusive relationships are being empowered. Wake up. Look around. It is going to be up to you whether you choose to stay in that victim mode, or you choose to take the steps forward and say, okay, what do I do now? And I say this with the utmost love, and I say this because I was in your situation, because I was at rock bottom. I know what it is like to be at the bottom, digging your way out of the fucking ashes. I know how it is. But I decided that I was going to change my life. That was the moment I took my power back. The longer you stay in victim mode, the longer you say, oh, this is just the way it is. This happened to me, and now my life is destroyed. He completely destroyed my life. If you keep saying that and you keep telling yourself that, you are just continuing to give that man power, or woman, or whatever. You're continuing to give them power over you. So even if you're out of the relationship and you're still labeling yourself as a narcissistic abuse victim, and you destroyed, and he's destroyed your life, and you have nothing to live for because you're damaged and all that, you're still giving him power. you're still giving him the power. Even though all those things might be true, but you now have the power to change it. And you can. You went through that shit to bring you to a point in your life where you say, what the fuck am I letting happen to me? That is what's supposed to happen to you. You were supposed to sit there and go, what the fuck just happened? And that is going to be the fire that lights you up. That is going to be the fire that changes your life. That is going to be the fire that says, I may be broke because narcissistic abuse financially destroys you. That's the end game, is to completely destroy, make you destruction. That's it. So you take the steps now to say, okay, this happened. This is the turning point. Because I tell you, on the other side of being a victim, in that victim mode and all the shit that we tell ourselves, is a beautiful fucking life where you're sitting on your deck having an iced coffee, no one bothering you, no one over your shoulder, no one texting you, no one trying to make your day shit, no one controlling your nervous system. When you get to that point, and I tell you, you can, it's worth it. It is worth it. So I say this with love. Keep going.